What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me once again on another episode on this channel. In today's episode, let's talk about Rey and the rise of Skywalker. Now, D23 was this weekend, and people that actually attended were treated to something a little special about this movie. They got to see some stuff that we didn't get to see yet. And one of the things that they actually saw was Rey going to the dark side, Rey wearing a black hood over her head, and Rey holding a double-bladed lightsaber. Yes, like Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace and in the Clone Wars also. But what are we to make of this? This is real footage. It's not something that was made up. People actually saw it. But I'm going to tell you this. This is just my opinion on this. I wouldn't worry about Rey turning to the dark side. I don't think this is Rey turning to the dark side. You remember how Rey held Kylo Ren's lightsaber, his red lightsaber in The Last Jedi trailer? And people were speculating, oh, Rey's turning to the dark side. And she didn't. She just grabbed Kylo Ren's lightsaber because that was the only thing she can get her hands on. And she wasn't going to the dark side. So when I see this, I'm thinking that this is probably a vision that Rey is seeing. You remember how she held Luke and Anakin's lightsaber in The Force Awakens, and she started to see all these visions and things like that? That's what I'm thinking this is. So I'm thinking that Palpatine is probably tempting her to the dark side and shows her her future or something like that. He's probably telling her, you can be all powerful. You can be more powerful than Anakin. And he'll probably tell her a little bit more about Anakin and stuff like that. So that's all I really think this is. But Rey actually turning to the dark side, Disney, Lucasfilm, they don't have the guts to do that. And the way they have portrayed her in these last two movies, there's no way in the world Rey is going to the dark side. No way whatsoever. So another theory could be that we've already heard this before, Palpatine possessing bodies. And the word is that he's supposed to be infiltrating the body of Matt Smith in this movie. So he's probably just going to be jumping from body to body. That could be one other thing. So it's very possible that he could be jumping into Rey's body, and that's why we see her with the black hood and the double-bladed lightsaber, something like that. It's probably less of a possibility that that's going to happen because Lucasfilm and Disney has built Rey up as this all-powerful person. So I'm thinking there's no way in the world that even Palpatine could beat her, even though I think Palpatine is much more stronger than Rey in my opinion. But let's just say that he does possess her body. That could be something that actually happened in the movie. He may just possess her body very, very briefly, because I don't see Lucasfilm allowing Palpatine to take over her body completely, have her fall to the dark side. Now, the word is that Kylo Ren is supposed to get possessed by Palpatine also. So I don't really know what to really make of this, but I do know one thing. Rey is not going to the dark side. It's either a vision or it's a temporary possession by Palpatine in her body. That's the only two things. Lucasfilm, Disney, they don't have the guts to make Rey a full-fledged dark side user. You have to remember, Kathleen Kennedy is still running Lucasfilm. If they show Rey getting possessed, that would go completely against the Kathleen Kennedy agenda, where all women are so powerful. They're not gonna show Rey in a weakened state, because if Rey is possessed by Palpatine, that will show that Rey is not all powerful and that she does have some weaknesses and some flaws. And she has shown no flaws in the first two movies of the sequel trilogy. Now, personally, I think she should face her most stiff challenge that she's ever faced, but she really hasn't had any challenges whatsoever and that's what makes her a weak character. So maybe J.J. Abrams was actually thinking, you know what? Maybe she is a poorly developed character. Maybe she is very weak. Let me do something kind of crazy that nobody would expect. But if that's the case, I don't think they would actually show this to the audience at D23, but they did. So that just leads me to believe that there's no way in the world that Rey is truly going to the dark side. This is just fake news, something to get people to talk about it. It'll be in the movie, I'm pretty sure, but it won't be Rey actually turning to the dark side. It's just a vision or something like that. That's all this is. That's all it is, guys. I mean, if you think otherwise, let me know that in the comments. But I feel very, very confident that Rey is not going to the dark side. It's nothing more than just a vision. But that's just my thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on this? Rey going to the dark side, holding the double-bladed lightsaber. I'm not buying this completely whatsoever. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.